Hello, friends, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me one more time. My name is Mrs. Broussard, and I teach ESOL at the Howard School. Today, we're going to begin with a little bit of a recap of our previous lesson. So, if you remember, last time we talked about prefixes, remember? And a prefix is a word part that we add at the beginning of a root word. And when we do that, we change the meaning of the word. Remember? Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead and begin with our lesson. So our new lesson today is going to be something similar, but different. So today we are talking about suffixes, okay? So hold on your horses and hold on tight, okay? And let's go ahead and begin with a small suffix song.
All right, class. It's time to learn about suffixes. Consider a word the base, something we won't erase. When you add a suffix after the base, a new word will be the case. Suffixes. Add after the base. Suffixes. A new word will be the case. Suffixes. To the right, reach to the left, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, reach to the right, reach to the left, reach to the right, reach to the left. On is full, knee, next, able.
Okay, so I hope you were able to enjoy our suffix song, and that brings us to our clear learning target. So, our clear learning target for today is I can add suffixes to base words to create a new word. Okay, so how about we read it together? Let's go. I can add suffixes to base words to create a new word. Excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin with this. So an affix is a word part that is attached to a base word. Sometimes the affix comes before the base word, like in the case of prefixes, and sometimes it comes after the base word. When it comes after the base word, then that is called a suffix, right? And the suffix is going to give that word a new meaning. So remember that the base word has a basic meaning, but when we add a suffix to our base word, then we are going to change the meaning of that word. Okay, so we're going to explain all of this in detail and slowly. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on our ride. Very good. So there are many, many suffixes in the English language. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at base words because this is something we did previously. Do you remember what are base words? Yeah, the base word is the root word, or the root word is the main part of the word that gives that word its basic meaning. So the root word or base word is a word that we cannot change. It's unchangeable. It's the basic. Okay, it's like when we are building a building and we start with the base of that building. or with a foundation, and then we put things on top of it. Okay, so that's it. Is the bottom, the most basic meaning of the word is um, encased in the base word or root word. Okay, so to that is that we add the affixes, right? So we have seen already prefixes, and today we're going to see suffixes. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin with this word, a word that we all like very much, okay, because we spend a lot of time with our friends, don't we? Okay, so do you remember what kind of word is the word friend? What part of speech does it belong to? Okay, well, if you don't worry. We're going to just go ahead and start looking at it right now. Okay, so we're going to look at the suffix li today. Okay, and we're going to do that with the word friend. And to the word friend, we're going to be adding the suffix li. So now instead of friend, we have friendly. And my question is, do they mean the same thing? Are they the same kind of words? No, no, they are not the same kind of word. So when the word friend is actually a noun, okay, is referring to a person, right? So when you say my best friend, you are talking about a person, okay, with whom you share certain things. You have similar likes and dislikes. You have feelings of affection towards that person. So you have a connection, right? You have a relationship. When you talk about the word friendly, it's no longer a noun. So we're no longer talking about a person. We're talking about the characteristic or characteristics of a person or of a friend as showing friendship, right? So a friendly person is one that smiles, that you can talk to, that you can ask questions, that seems approachable, right? But it is not a person again, it's the characteristics of a person, right? So again, friend refers to a person, while friendly refers to the characteristics of a person. Okay, so it's very necessary that we make that distinction because those two words are not the same. Okay, so suffix is a word part added to the end of a base word, and it's going to also change the meaning or the usage of that word. Okay, so let's go back to our word friend and friendly. Okay, so let's look at these sentences. My best friend lives in Florida. So that person lives in Florida. Now, when I add the word, the word part li to my friend, then it becomes friendly. And now my best friend lives in Florida. She is not friendly with strangers. Okay, it means she's not approachable. People cannot talk to her. She is closed off to other people that she does not know. Okay, so as you notice here, I'm using those two words in different ways. So I'm using friendly to describe my friend who lives in Florida. Okay, okay, so let's go ahead and look at it in another way. So here we go. So by adding the suffix ly, then I am actually changing the word friend, which is a noun, to an adjective, the word friendly. So again, my noun friend gets changed into an adjective, which is the word friendly. And let's go ahead and look at my sentences. My friend is not very friendly to strangers. So as you notice, the word friendly over here is describing my friend. Okay. And in this case, she's not very friendly. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at another one. Okay, before that, let's remember that the suffix gets added to the end of the root word or the base word, and it's going to change the function of that word. Okay? Okay. So let's go ahead and continue. Look at another word adding the suffix ly. Okay? So now we have an adjective, slow. And we're changing it to an adverb by adding the suffix ly. So instead of being slow, now it's slowly. Okay, so look at my sentence. My friend is slow. She writes really slowly. So on my first part right here, on my first part of my sentence, the adjective slow, it's describing my friend. Okay, so um this one is over here, slow is describing my friend, but here the adverb slowly is actually modifying my verb. Okay, so that is a really big difference. Now adverbs can also modify other adjectives. Okay, so they modify adjectives and they also modify verbs. So in this case, my adverb slowly, it's modifying my verb write. So when she writes slowly. And I should have said eats because she really eats very slowly, more than writing very slowly. But anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and change now to the adjective, to the suffix re. So that's right. Yes, if you remember, we do have a prefix that is re, but this is actually a suffix. It means that it comes at the end of the word. So Mark builds houses. Do you see that? So builds over here is actually a verb, right? So Mark is the person and he builds, that's the action, that's his job, houses, right? Now, if I add the suffix re to a verb, then I'm going to make that word or that base word into a noun. Okay, now builder, as you can see over here, is actually a noun. It's actually referring to Mark. It's another word for Mark. Mark is a builder. Remember that by adding the suffix re to a verb, it gets changed into a noun. Okay, let's look at another example. So we're going to now add the re to big, right? And this is taking us in a different direction because big is actually an adjective, isn't it? Yes. So now we're adding er to our adjective big, and now it becomes a comparative adjective. So when I have two things, when I'm comparing two things, I use comparative adjectives. In this case, I'm comparing blue whales and white sharks. And I am saying that blue whales are bigger than white sharks, right? So remember that if I add the adjective or the suffix re to an adjective, then it's going to become a comparative adjective when I'm comparing two different things. Okay? Very good. So this time we are going to look at the suffix ed. Okay, so ed tells me that the verb is in past tense. Okay, that's what it tells me. So let's look at this sentence first that I have over here. Carol is going to play soccer with me. So if you notice over here, my verb play is going to play. That's telling me that that is going to be, it's not happening yet. That's going to be in the future, right? However, if I change that and I add an ed to my verb play, and now I have Carol played soccer with me, that is telling me that that action already happened. So this happened sometime in the past. It could have been 5 minutes ago. It could have been 10 seconds ago. It does not matter. It means that the action ended. She played soccer with me, and now we are done. Finite. Finished. Okay? So remember that by adding the suffix ed to a verb, we are going to change the tense to a past tense, something that already happened. Okay? Now we have the suffix ing, right? So this suffix, just like ed, we added to the ending of a verb. Now, when I add ing to the ending of the verb, it's telling me that the action has not finished. It's an ongoing action. It's happening as we speak. Most times that action began sometime in the past, but it's still going on. So let's look at two examples over here, okay? So Carol will play soccer with me. So again, I have similar sentence that I had before. Play is my action verb, but this action, this situation has not happened yet because this is going to happen sometime in the future. Okay, so Carol is not playing yet. Okay, she hasn't played, she will play. So it's going to happen sometime in the future. Now, if I change my action verb by adding the suffix ing, then I'm saying Carol is playing soccer with me. That means that we started playing a little while ago, maybe 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds, maybe 2 hours ago, and we're still playing soccer, okay? So it is an ongoing action, okay? So by adding the ing to my verb, I'm making this verb into an ongoing action. So it has not ended yet, okay? So when I add my suffix ing to a verb, it changes it into a progressive verb, something that is currently going on at this time, like I am talking right now. You are listening right now. So it is currently happening. Okay? So we are reaching the end of today's lesson. Um, let's go ahead and recap, okay? So remember that when we add a suffix to the base word, then we are changing the usage of that word. So we have the base word and we add the suffix at the end of the base word. Remember? Okay. Okay, so now is your turn to practice. So I am asking you to go to our Canvas course to um, get access to our practice worksheet, okay, or handout. When you finish, just submit the finished product back to Canvas so that I can take a look and see how well I did in teaching you today about suffixes. If you have any questions, please go ahead and write them on the chat. Okay, you can also put a comment over here and I will do my best to answer your questions. And with that, we have reached the end of another lesson. Thank you so very much, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.